LiQWYD. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I haven't yet found my niche. I have an idea. I don't know if I can. I don't like to box things and like put titles, and even captioning my pictures on my social media is so. It's not one of my favorite things to do because I'm so flowy. Like I'm such a wave. I'm ever changing, ever growing, ever experiencing. It's like yeah, I'm fluid, and I don't mean like I'm not male or female. I'm very female, and I'm very straight, so not that type of fluid, but I'm constantly changing. You know how energy works. So I'm in constant motion. um yeah, I'm just moving. That's what I am. This flying. Anyway, so as I'm sharing some stuff, I'm going to be doing my hair. Not a retouch because I can't do a full retouch on my own anymore. My locks are like so many. So I just, I can't be like this for 1 hour. I used to do that when I was younger. But now, yeah, I'm not doing that. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing my edges and talking about all the things that I've learned, experienced, whatnot. Right now, I'm going through a period of so much healing. It's fun. Oh, let me just tell you about the products I'm using. I'm using Isoplus today. If you're in, if you're anywhere where there's Isoplus, it's one of my favorite. It doesn't leave any build up, any product. Don't flake. Any flaking that you see is just my hair being. Oh, when I bleached it, the time I bleached it, it's been dying. But we're so excited because we've got new growth. So eventually, anyway, that's not the point. So healing. I think like my healing, you know how when you get into a relationship, and I feel like this happens with relationships that you should be in. When you get into a relationship, you what's this? A relationship is a mirror. A relationship is a mirror. Marriage is a mirror. But a relationship is a serious mirror about things that you need to work on and whatnot. So that's where the healing started. That's what triggered it. I met this guy. I won't say too much about him, but then it triggered everything. I ended up back at my parents' place, and that, oh my gosh, you guys, is a serious recipe for like, if you're the type of person who's concerned with your growth and everything, that's a good space to be in for that purpose. You don't want to be in there forever because, I mean, you can't be healing forever. Eventually, you have to start thriving and everything, which I think is so close. I'm so excited because there's just been so much progress. Yeah, I can't get into all those details because, there are like so many things, and some things were just so intense. I've forgotten some things. As I remember, I'll be sharing with you a little story time. Anyway, being back home, guys, being back home is wild. You see so many things. This one, I hope he won't be offended, but I'm saying this with love. But I've realized one of the reasons why I attracted a certain type of man, who wasn't exactly emotionally available. I'm sorry, but this happens when, as a parent, you're not emotionally available for your children. It's a foreign concept. It's uncomfortable. You don't even believe that somebody truly cares for you when they're available because, yes, I'm applying this, right? When they're available because you're not used to that. You're used to being criticized, and you begin to think that is how love, that's how love is shown. That's what love is. There's a certain pain attached to it that you become addicted to and accustomed to, and you think that's what love is. My dad is very present in terms of he will give you the advice. he loves to advise and teach and that type of thing, but he's not emotionally aware and available to a certain extent. Well, let me just be honest. I'm trying to say this nicely without it ever being offensive, but I just feel like emotionally, I wasn't ever taught or I wasn't ever exposed. Even mom, she was at work and whatnot. And I appreciate all that. I understand they were trying to make a living for us. I understand. And I'm not upset about it. I've just understood, and it's given me more perspective to how I would rather be for my kids, just to avoid certain traumas. I mean, we'll still traumatize our kids whether we like it or not, in one way or another. Even while overcompensating for some of the things we didn't have, we'll traumatize them. So that thing where he's not available emotionally, how it affected me was, I would find myself with men who are not emotionally available. He can talk to you, he's always criticizing you, trying to make you a better person. That's what I thought was happening, that's what he's doing, that's what the man is doing, and that's what it means to love me, to always criticize me and try to make me better. And being around someone who just accepted me, didn't want to change anything about me, I felt like they don't care. Let me not say they don't care, but they I don't know, it just seemed like, to me, I even felt like, you don't know me enough, or you're not paying attention, or you're not going to make me grow. And I'm so addicted to, yeah, like I said, I love change. I'm so addicted to growing and changing and whatnot, and yet I was never feeling enough. That's what that was making me feel like. It made me feel like I was never enough. And the person who felt like I was enough, to me, I felt like, they're not helping me grow. I'm supposed to be growing constantly. So that balance was not there. There was no balance. I was just feeling, yeah. So I kept attracting guys who are that type of man. And the thing is, I've really done a lot of work. And to this point where I'm at, I feel like I'm in a really good space. And even if I'm still working on stuff, you just kind of want someone who supports you through it and says, you know what, I really like all this. And even when I decide, oh, I'm ready to change, because there are so many things that will require you to change, but it won't have to be your partner all the time. That's why the entire relationship will be a mirror. If you're paying attention, those things will happen. They don't need to constantly try to change you. But I wasn't, it was very hard to be with someone who appreciated me. It's been very entertaining. This has taken a shorter time than I expected. It's been very weird being with someone who just appreciates you. Has been like weird, guys. It's been so uncomfortable. But the older you grow and the more I know that for my home, the type of environment I want for my children, what I want to expose them to, the more I get decided about what I want, the more I get deliberate. I think that's what I should use. The more I realize, okay, I need somebody who talks to me with kind words, who's nice to me, who's protecting me. Like, I've been through enough. We all have. We've all been through so much. That's why we need people who are supportive. So being back home,
I need a tripod or whatever those things are called so I can have it at proper angles like this.
so being back home, I still see the things that I didn't realize when I was young. I saw them, but I didn't understand what they meant. So I know my dad's intention is great. He wants me to do better all the time. But there are needs a child has. When a child is young, the needs they have is acceptance. You need to accept a child. You need to let them grow into who they are going to be. You need to accept some things the way they are, encourage that, and understand that there is a point at which there's a time for everything. There's a point at which that growth will have to happen. It will happen naturally. The way the seasons change. But once you don't have that type of acceptance, you will feel unworthy because you will never feel enough. You will always feel the need to be better, to change, to evolve, to whatnot. And yet, the entire process, you can't just continuously be, on to the next thing. You also need to enjoy the moments and enjoy the time, that season, enjoy the season. And so that's one of the things I've learned. And I'm really enjoying understanding now that, people chat throughout the, okay, not throughout the day, that's a little, I get busy with my hands. So again, I just won't be able to do that. But people chat at least throughout the day. Majority of part of the day, you're talking to your partner. I see them do that. My mom and dad, they leave home and they live in separate cars. But as soon as he arrives where he's going, he's called her and whatnot. But I didn't have that with him. So it was foreign. To me, it wasn't that way. And so when I met guys, because guys naturally, that's kind of something they'll want because they're busy, they'll want to talk to you at the end of the day and whatnot. And that became okay for me. That became okay. It became something I was accepting of. And it's just not the healthiest way to live. It's not, I know it's not the design, because that's just ridiculous. It comes from a toxic place where you want to be quiet, not check up on your friend. That's toxic. Anybody who's going to argue with me is still just being toxic. And the more you grow and understand things, you realize the importance of that communication. So you have to put something. I put this because I don't have those two my fancy things the girls in the YouTube videos have. But I'm going to buy one eventually. So I've talked a lot. I also learned that I talk a lot. I'm very quiet, at home. Everybody thinks I'm quiet. A lot of people think I'm quiet at face value. Yeah, okay, I kind of am. But then when I start talking, when I'm comfortable, those people, I'll be talking. My guy, I'll be talking. Yeah, so that's my lesson for you guys, that how you behave, if you're not very conscious as a parent, you're going to affect your child in a way that you don't realize. And then as a child, just because you've realized this, don't hold a grudge against your parent. Don't be upset forever because they didn't know. He's just a young boy who's grown up, and then he had children, and he didn't realize there are also things he was traumatized by his parents, and so he's just not emotionally available. And I guess he is for his wife, but he isn't for his children, and that can affect me in a way. But it's also okay. I understand. I just need to make sure that for my children, I'm deliberately there. And now that I know, this is how it made me, but I also know, it's not healthy that I'm this way in my relationships. So now I can deliberately work on those things and not feel, because for me, I've always felt like, I'm bothering someone. Every time I'm, trying to be, I'm doing what I feel like, I want to talk to them, I feel like I'm bothering them. But that feeling like you're bothering someone is only because, these people are not available. They always made you feel like you're bothering them when you wanted that extra attention. And they were just busy. and not deliberate or cautious about, those actions. And I can choose differently. That is the beauty of choice. That's why God gave us choice, because you can choose differently. After you know, then what? Then you choose differently. So, guys, my edges, you always have to look neat, you see? You always have to look neat as a young manana. And I hope my story or my rambling or whatever I just did, I hope it's opened somebody's eyes, and um, I hope you can choose differently. And I hope your experiences are different. Share your experiences with me. Don't forget to like, comment. I love comments because I love hearing what people are thinking. I love comments. Comment. Feel free to subscribe. And to show you guys my plants. My auntie got me plants. That would be the last thing I'll do. So that's my new succulent. Look at those. Guys, they're just gorgeous. So I need to move them to bigger pots. That's what she told me. I'm just trying to get the right sand, but those are my babies. So that's my new succulent. Look at those. Guys, they're just gorgeous. So I need to move them to bigger pots. That's what she told me. I'm just trying to get the right sand, but those are my babies.